So our attention's turned to the start for the final athlete in the women's VI. Partnership of Anna Peskova and Michaela Hubakova. Didn't do a lot on the World Cup circuit, the Czech athletes. So they could be a big surprise for many. 32-year-old Anna Peskova. It's a debut for her at a major international level. From Pilsen, Czech Republic. Can these two affect the standings that currently look like this? Farkasova and Subakova of Slovakia in front. From Knight and Wild of Great Britain. And then it's the Sana sisters in third. So the final athlete of the women's VI downhill event, Anna Peskova and Michaela Hubakova, chasing down a time of 1:29.72 for gold. Just to get on the podium, they need 1:31.60. Peskova, another of our B2 classified athletes. Again, those vision classifications ranging from B1, which is the most severe, to B3. Different styles of guiding. Peskova's guide quite a way in front. Oh, and she comes to a halt on the course. She may believe that she's missed a gate, but the guide isn't convinced, and they thought about continuing for a second, but it looks like our first event of day one is going to conclude with a DNF, a do not finish, and that'll be the third within 8 that we've had. So it's out of the competition for Anna Peskova and Michaela Hubakova. Means it's gold on day one for the golden pair. Farkasova and Subakova of Slovakia will take this title in 1:29.72. 30.58 for Millie Knight and Brett Wild. They'll be delighted to be on the podium a little later. And the Sana sisters, Eleanor and Chloe, taking bronze for Belgium. Big moment for them. And there are our winning pair. So the medal ceremony for the women's visually impaired downhill event. And it threw up a few surprises, but not with our winner. A star of the World Cup Series this year, a 5-time Paralympic champion already. And Farkasova of Slovakia has done it again. Henrietta Farkasova and Natalia Subakova take it. It's silver for Great Britain's Millie Knight and Brett Wild. And the bronze medal goes to Belgium's sisters, Eleanor Sana and her guide sister, Chloe Sana.
Bronze medalist representing Belgium, 벨기에 엘레노노 사나 타이틀러너 클로에 사나
Silver medalist representing Great Britain.
은메달 영국 릴레이 타이틀러너 브렛 와일
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing Slovakia.
금메달 패럴림픽 챔피언 슬로바키아 헨리에타 마카소바 타이틀러너 나탈리아 서블토바
So a delighted pairing from Slovakia. Subotova guiding down Farkasova.
패럴림픽 메달리스트들에게 큰 박수
Might not be the last time we see them in this position here at the PyeongChang 2018 Paralympic Winter Games. They've dominated the last few years. Who can challenge here in PyeongChang? Plenty of support in the stands for Slovakia. Said the venue filled up nicely throughout the course of the morning, and they saw these ladies here, the Sana sisters, picking up bronze for Belgium. That might have surprised a few. A couple of DNFs in that event, but also were a little surprising. So the women's standing downhill event. Molly Jepson of Canada has the honour of going first.
And now we get into the second of the women's competition
about
today
how you
here.
Keep your nerve.
Women's standing coming your way next year.
이어서 여자 입식 경기 시작합니다. 여자 입식 경기 첫 번째 선수 빔 넘버 9번 캐나다의 몰리 제슨 선수입니다. 출발합니다.
So it is Jepson of Canada that gets the standing event underway. Downhill standing. A wide line in that opening section, but Jepson, just the use of the one ski pole in that right hand, due to her impairment.
You can see the edge work right there. Staying on those edges solid through the turn is what you want to do. You want to keep those skis flat in the straightaways. But you want to be on edge through all those turns.
Working hard through the course. Keeping the skis as flat as possible. Young Canadian. Time's beneficial to go first and set that time. Pressure on the rest of the field. You get one chance. There's no second run in downhill. Get to the bottom, cross the line. That's your time. That's your chance to medal here in PyeongChang. Coming into the bottom section, the crowd at the bottom of the hill can see Jepson now as she takes these two gates into the left-hander, and down the steep hill she comes through the final gate. And Jepson will cross the line in 1:34.60. 34.6 is Molly Jepson's time here in the downhill.
The next up on course right now, Marie Boucher now, the four-time Paralympic gold medalist, 24 years old, and the defending downhill gold medalist from Sochi on course.
강력한 우승 후보인 프랑스의 마리 보셰 선수가 출발했습니다.
She is up on both intermediates. 0.6 on the first
through.
one, 2.22
Boucher.
on the second one. So she is on a flyer right now.
On the course, and Boucher already 2.66 seconds in time, inside the lead time already.
We see that third intermediate time now.
23-year-old from Chambéry.
On Jepsen's time. So she is moving good.
4 gold medals from Sochi.
Keep the skis flat in the straightaway.
Another that has had a tremendous World Cup campaign. And what a year to be in form. Paralympic Winter Games year. And Boucher is marauding through the gates. The young French athlete crosses the line, 1:30.30. That is one heck of a time to try and beat.
You see that she took off
1:30.30.
0 on that time at Jepsen and Boucher. The real deal. 4 goals and
Delighted Boucher leaves the course. Join Anna Jochumsen here, who's well, has come to a halt in her run. This is Jochumsen just getting a little wide there as she cuts into this right-hander. And down we go. That's not an area that's new to a victim. That's the another faller in that area of the course, so that's proving tricky. And Jochumsen, who picked up medals in the World Cup final,
so no challenge to the top time.
will be disappointed.
30.30. Boucher holding that top time now. As we get there, Andrea Rothfuss next up from Germany.
Andrea Rothfuss is waiting at the gate. Eight-year-old
Well, you're going to need to be
from
fast out here
Freudenstadt.
today to knock Boucher out of that top spot. There's a reason why she's a 4-time Paralympic
Gotta go
gold
quick.
medalist.
If you want
She's got the
to get
fastest
past
time today so
Marie
far.
Boucher. Andrea's supporters there. German flags and even the letters spelling out her name. Well, 1:30.30 spells out go quick.
And look at what Andrea Rothfuss says. She's an 8-time Paralympic medalist. So she's got 8 medals in Paralympic competition. A bronze in downhill in Vancouver and a gold in Sochi, but that was in
This is
slalom,
her
not in downhill. Let's see what she can bring
4th
in
games.
today.
She's medalled at all 3 so far. Silver in the giant slalom in 2006. A mixture of bronze and silvers in 2010, and the first taste of gold in the slalom in Sochi. That there is the lady that has given us a 1:30.30, and there's a very familiar smile in there, but she'll be pensive and a little nervy for a moment. The other agonizing part about going early in the run is that you have to wait for everyone to finish, but she will know that's quick. Marie Boucher will know that 1:30.30 is quick. Andrea Rothfuss of Germany then. Gold medal winner at the slalom in Sochi. Medal in the last 3 Paralympics. She's a resident of Colorado these days. Originally from Freudenstadt in Germany. And Rothfuss already finding herself 0.34 behind. Another single ski pole user. Able to use the ski pole in the left hand. Into this long left hand bend. She's already gone past the area that caught Anna Jochumsen out a couple of runs ago. Rothfuss already over a second back, so that just highlights how quick Boucher was. You see Boucher's time through this section, 53.60. Rothfuss has pulled some back. Can she keep that momentum for the rest of this run? Long right-hander
try and challenge Bochet here.
하지만 굉장히 안정적인
She'll
경기
drop into
운영을
view
보여주고
of the
있는
spectators at the bottom of the hill.
Dave Cox, our course crew,
In a matter of moments, here she comes.
fresh snow definitely helping things
This
out
is where the
there.
crowd at the bottom play their part, cheering on the skiers as they come down.
Here we go, the final turn.
It's like skiing into a wall of noise. Into the bottom section she comes then, through the final gate. Rothfuss's time, 1:32.53 for Andrea Rothfuss of Germany.
마감하는 안드레아 로스버스 독일 선수입니다. 1분 32초 53. 본인의 기록에는 굉장히 만족하는 모습입니다. 네, 굉장히 좋아하는 모습을 보여주는 독일의 안드레아 로스버스 선수입니다.
And you can see that 2.23 is
Alana Ramsey of Canada. 2 years of age.
그래서 캐나다의 알레나 램지.
She is a two-time Paralympian.
40.58 through this section.
Out there in Italy at the
Some
World
2
Championship.
seconds back. It's second
소치
games
독일 패럴림픽
for Ramsey.
회전 9위 그리고 대회전
It's,
12위에
cerebral palsy.
올라섰습니다.
It affects the
최근
right side of her body.
2017 세계 챔피언십에서는 8강 경기 3위에 올랐던 선수이긴 합니다.
2.71 back now.
See where she's back.
A 10th and a 9th
1.8 and
in the 2 events she finished
second on the
in
second.
Sochi.
And into the third now. 2.71
18
back.
when she went to Russia. 2 now.
In the third.
Consider herself much more experienced, the
2초 7
Bulgarian.
2위와의 격차가 나는 상황입니다.
Being into view at the bottom then. One more left-hander through the 2 gates into the drop.
She comes to Laura Ramsey. Where are my Canadian friends out here?
1:34.6
Bring her across.
is the 3rd position,
She'll check in with
and
a
she's not going to affect
1:35.
the standings on the podium with that one. 4.91 back. She drops in behind her compatriot Molly Jepsen.
선수입니다.
And now we take a look at Stephanie Jalen on course for Team USA. For the U.S. on course, and she is 5'8" back on that first intermediate.
Stephanie Jalen is out on course.
미국 선수가 출발 대기 중에 있습니다. 아직까지
Wait
나리
to start.
복수의 선수의 1분 40초
Maria Papulova.
Маша на старте.
And she is now 3.5 seconds back.
Here is Jalen, United States of America.
What she has done, she's a two-time Paralympic
Effective time
medalist.
88.74.
Out there in Sochi.
소치 동계 패럴림픽 슈퍼 대회전 그리고 슈퍼
Some
공간을
5 seconds back.
차지했습니다. 최근
Jalen, you see
2017
her using one of the,
월드
the
챔피언십
outriggers rather than a traditional ski pole. You'll see that more in the sit skiing events, but certainly for the single leg skiers in the standing events, they find that extremely useful to assist with their balance and their steering. Jalen, you can see it's the right ski, right outrigger. Extremely hard with her balance. Just 21 is Jalen from Harding in Pennsylvania. And down through the line she comes. 1:40.64 for the American, who celebrates the finish.
5위로 들어오는 스테파니 제는 1분 40초 64를 기록합니다.
The bronzes in Super G and Super Combined in Sochi, so this might not be her favourite event.
With the neutral Paralympic athlete.
마리아 파블로바,
Maria
패럴림픽
Papulova.
선수.
Our
Yeah, talking about Maria
neutral
Popolova,
Paralympic athletes out on course.
two-time Paralympian, fifth in Japan and Sochi.
소치 동계 패럴림픽 8강 5위를 기록했던 선수입니다. 36살의 나이로 이번
35
동계
years of age.
두 번째
It's
패럴림픽
her
출전.
second game. She was so close to picking up a medal in Sochi. 4th place in the slalom, 5th in the downhill, 5th in the Super G. Could almost taste the medal at that point.
That sets her up here for that left-hand turn here towards the
Didn't
bottom.
particularly set the World Cup series alight this year, and
깔끔하게 하나하나 잘 넘어가지고 있는데요.
He's going to find it difficult here on day one. Papulova's time, 1:36.12, some 5.82 seconds back on Marie Bochet, the leader.
1:36.12 in a good place.
1분 36초 12, 5위로 들어오는 패럴림픽 중립 선수 마리아 파블로바 선수입니다.
Okay, now we go back up on course right now.
Schwartz.
Melanie Schwartz from the USA, the three-time Paralympian,
22-year-old, originally from Toronto in Canada.
멜라니 슈왈츠 미국 선수입니다. 32살의
In
나이로
fact, she represented Canada at the 2010 games before switching to compete for the US. She competed in Sochi as well. Best place finish is a 9th in the Super G at the last games. She started skiing as a one-season commitment just to see how it goes. Now a three-time Paralympian. It's a long season. Again, one of our single-leg skiers. Schwartz looking at 1:30.30. It's a daunting time that's been set by Marie Bochet. And we're already closing down on 1:30.30, so the podium places are slipping away from Schwartz, but she's going to finish the course. There's plenty of American support as she comes down towards the line. Schwartz crosses 1:39.38.
6위로 들어오는 멜라니 슈왈츠 1분 39초 38을
Aaron Latimer, he's coming up next.
Number 1 right now. Andrea Rothfuss at number 2 and Molly Jepson number 3 as we go back.
This is
on
Aaron
course.
Latimer
Aaron
of
Latimer from
Canada.
now on course.
Toronto resident.
캐나다 선수가
Just 21.
21살의 어린 나이로 소치 동계 패럴림픽 슈퍼복
Back to
7위에
Sochi and
올랐던 선수입니다.
came away with a 7th in the Super Combined. Didn't compete in the downhill. Certainly the Canadians during the World Cup have put the majority of their athletes into every event to make sure they got some course time. A very weather-affected World Cup season.
세계 챔피언십 8강 4위에
See
올랐던
how much as she gets a little light through there.
선수 피니시 라인을 향해 들어오고 있습니다.
Latimer into her final bend, then the two gates in that left-hander. It's all about just tucking in and getting right down to the bottom in 1:38.87 for Erin Latimer at 6th position.
1:38.87.
현재 순위 6위를 차지하는 캐나다의 에린 라티메르 1분 38초 87을 기록합니다.
Now this is a big moment for Alison Kunkel, just 16 years old from Portland, in Oregon. Oh, and it's a disappointing end. Failing to get to the bottom, missing the gate. And that's not the dream debut that I'm sure has gone through Ali Kunkel's mind over and over in the past few weeks. She's not the first to be disappointed here on day one. It's no consolation, but she won't be the last.
So looking at it right now, Molly Jepson in that third fastest time. In third place, Andrea Rothfuss in second.
standings.
Right now from Germany.
Marie Bochet in first for France, Andrea Rothfuss in second for Germany, and Molly Jepson of Canada in third.
Fire, Melly, let's go.
Let's go now from Canada drop in next. Another Canadian.
So Mel Pemble, another youngster, another big day. Just 17. Mel's impairment is cerebral palsy. Since she was 7, so a decade of skiing, and it's brought her here to the Paralympics. Again, just the use of the left pole due to her impairment. It affects majoritively the right side of Mel's body. Actually born in Great Britain. Left Britain in 2009. Pemble be living a dream moment here. Getting to the bottom and finishing on the opening day is sometimes more of an achievement to some of these athletes than going for the medals. Getting the nerves out of the way, getting that first day out of the way. And certainly this Canadian is managing the course well so far. We're going to be outside of medal contention for Mel Pemble. But at the moment, Canada have one on the podium in Molly Jepson. And Pemble comes across the line. 1:42.22. It's 11.92 seconds back. But it's a joyous first day for the young Canadian. With another youngster from Canada, this 18-year-old Frédéric Turgeon.
Here at PyeongChang, Alpine Center, first day of your Paralympic action.
Montreal. And another making a Paralympic debut. She made her senior debut for the Canadian team in 2016's World Cup season.
So it looks like it's going to be tough to challenge top three.
Single leg skier, oh, and she just got too low on her right side, and you've only got the use of the one ski. You've got to keep it as flat as possible, and it's just got onto the edge and slipped away, and so too as day one from Frédéric. So it's a tough ending
See if we can take a look here.
for the young Canadian. It's a tough ending for the women's standing event. You just see, just coming into that right-hander, her body getting too low down on the right side. The rigger not able to provide her with the balance she needed, and it slips away. It's Marie Bochet that takes the title from Andrea Rothfuss and Molly Jepson. Canada in third, Germany in second, but the great Bochet has won it for France. The victory ceremony for the women's standing event then. It was superb from Marie Bochet of France, 1:30.30. It was such a quick time, and you sort of knew that that was going to take it. Andrea Rothfuss of Germany, 1:32.53, and bronze went to Canada's Molly Jepson, 1:34.60 for the 18-year-old.
Bronze medalist representing Canada.
동메달 캐나다 몰리 잽슨.
Silver medalist representing Germany.
금메달 독일 안드레아 로스바스.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing France.
금메달 패럴림픽 챔피언 프랑스 마리 보셰.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause to the Paralympic medalists.
여러분, 패럴림픽 메달리스트들에게 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
Women's downhill sitting event coming up then. Anna Schaffelhuber will lead off from German compatriot Annalena Forster. The sitting event, just a few moments' time. So the equipment needed in the sitting event, a mono ski is the predominant piece of difference that we have for the sit skiers. They sit themselves in there. There's a strap to keep them secure. There is suspension just underneath the chair onto a majoritively a single ski. There are a few that use a double ski at the bottom, but it's normally a singular ski. Which are the longest skis in the downhill event to give them the speed. And the two devices they use in their arms or in their hands, left and right, are the outriggers. 3 ski blades on the end. There's a flick switch in their hand which allows them to outriggers down when they need them. We'll use those for extra balance and steering.
So our next racer is now here in the women's category. Women's the downhill sitting now. The first one to drop in
Speeds. These ladies get, they're sat so close to the piste.
Defending DH gold in Sochi. So she won the gold of downhill in Sochi. And she took home 5 gold medals in Sochi. Anna Schaffelhuber up next.
여자 부문 마지막 경기 남았습니다. 이제 좌식인데요. 첫 번째 선수는 독일의 안나 샤퍼우버 선수가 출발 대기 중에 있습니다.
Well, it takes a special kind of person to win 5 gold medals in one Paralympic Games, and this lady is just such. All 5 of those gold medals won with absolute class for Anna Schaffelhuber of Germany. If it wasn't hard enough for the rest of the field, she gets to go first. She gets to set a time that will push the limits of every other sit skier behind her. Have they got what it takes? Has she got the ability to get down and retain the first of her 5 titles? The beauty of sport means we have to wait and find out. Schaffelhuber makes her way down the PyeongChang Alpine Center course.
Very solid. You don't see a lot of snow, and she's on that edge. It keeps the snow quiet. And when you're in those flat sections, that's where you want to point and stay flat on the ski. But the turns, you want to stay completely.
5-year-old.
You can see it right there.
최근 기록 역시 좋습니다.
It's in Baerbach, east of Munich, quite near to the Austrian border.
Competing in her 3rd Paralympics.
This is going to be the end of her career at the end of these games. She's openly stated that this is the last. No more. But what way will she go out? 5 beautiful gold medals in Sochi, and here she comes to set the first time on day 1 here in 2018. 1:33.26 is the time to beat. Anna Schaffelhuber of Germany leads the way. Annalena Forster, so from Germany, 22-year-old from Freiburg. And 2 silvers and a bronze from Sochi. Coming up to this time check area. She's inside here, Forster. 0.45 is the difference. Can she upset the reigning champion straight away? There is plenty of quality in the women's sitting division. Forster is not to be messed with. 2 silvers and a bronze. She will be desperate to take one of the golds on offering here in PyeongChang.
깨면서 들어오고 있습니다. 상두간 연장선 4호를 단축했습니다.
Oh, it's disaster. Just behind the post. And Forster was going so well, but spins out of day one.
Let's see if we can take a look at what possibly went wrong. Gets a little bit of air, and that makes you just get
Trying to come into this right side, and she's left the outrigger far too close. They often use them to push them aside, but the right outrigger getting stuck.
Go back up top, Claudia Loesch on course.
Now Claudia Loesch of Austria. Oh, and that's a huge upset.
클라우디아 로시의 선수 역시
That is a very big shock. Claudia Loesch
Unfortunate for Annalena Forster, that'll be a
has been impeccable through the World Cup series, and that is just an innocuous slide out from the great Austrian, and the field is wide open now for other medalists, and Anna Schaffelhuber, who is defending her title, has just seen two of her biggest rivals go out. Well, this could be a dream day one for the rest of the field. Muraoka, Stevens, Victor and Pendergast have a huge opportunity. 3 down, only 1 finish so far.
Well, the sad part about that is both Annalena Forster
Now Momoka,
they're both putting in
Muraoka.
They were challenging Schaffelhuber's
Was extremely frustrating in the World Cup series.
Who knows what we'd be seeing right now?
She would put in
But that's
a
part of
sensational
racing.
run,
Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't.
and then in a second run would come up with a mistake, and you can sense the talents there.
133.26.
안나 샤포가 선수의 모습을 보시고 있는데 약간 굉장히 안도하는
to turn that talent
미소를 보여주고 있죠.
into results.
아,
And
이번에도 1위는
Japanese
나다라는
athlete
듯한 미소를
has an
보여주고
opportunity
있는데요.
now
지켜보도록 하겠습니다. 이어서 일본의 모모카 무라오카
to do so.
선수 출발 대기하고 있습니다.
big cheer from the Japanese spectators and flag wavers at the bottom of the hill. Bib number 24 belongs to the 20-year-old from Saitama. Lead time 1:33.26.
모모카 무라오카 선수 21살의 나이로 최근 월드 챔피언십 슈퍼 대회전 3위를 기록했던 선수입니다. 8강 역시 3위, 대회전 3위. 최근 기록이 굉장히 좋은 선수라 이번 패럴림픽에서 좋은 기록을 기대해봐도 좋을 것 같습니다.
So Japan's Momoka Muraoka.
모모카 무라오카
The
출발했습니다.
door isn't just open now to win a medal here. It's been taken out of the wall altogether. It just wants somebody to go through the gap. Two huge names in women's sit skiing have failed to finish the course. The reigning champion has set a time of 16:43, and Muraoka is just 0.48 outside of that. But finish, and you're already on the podium with just 3 left to go.
So 0.48 back on that.
What a very
first
intriguing finish to the women's sit ski we've got coming.
Ooh, right there, getting a little loose on that one.
20-year-old
Keep that together.
just has to keep this on the course. Keep the speed that we know she's got, and still 0.48 behind. If she can find a little bit more in this bottom section, Muraoka might just be able to put some more pressure on Anna Schaffelhuber's time. 54.84 through this section. She's outside again. Looks like she's dropped a bit, 0.99.
당구간에서 0.99의 격차가 벌어진 일본의
A
모모카
9th
무라오카
and a
선수.
5th in Sochi. On day one here in PyeongChang, she has an amazing opportunity
우위를 차지했던
to get a medal. She will finish higher than her best place finish if she finishes the course.
패럴림픽에서 8강
Coming up to 120, 133.26 is the time that these Japanese supporters at the bottom of the hill
긴장도 하고 있을 겁니다.
are looking at on the big screen. Muraoka comes into view through the final gate. She comes then. 133 is going to be beaten, but it's 149 behind. So Muraoka goes into second position by virtue of finishing here and there are just 3 people left that can take her off that podium.
Lori Stevens from the U.S. up next.
Lori Stevens, 33 years of age, resides in Aspen, Colorado. Already finding herself 2 seconds back. The opportunity for these last 3 to get a medal is huge. 2.29 now. Quite wide through that left-hander.
He's 2.29 back, so just trying to get up there close and hold on to a 3rd place spot.
So far, so good for the American. She competed in para-swimming as well, along with spina bifida. A 4th games for Stevens. And there's a huge cheer as she comes down. 2:54 is the difference, but it puts her into 3rd position for now. Can she take home the bronze? There's 2 to come.
And next up, we got Stephanie.
Well, this is Stephanie Victor representing Switzerland. And the former American athlete has gone down here on day 1. And she will be devastated. Just, you see a moment ago, hitting a part of the surface. And hopefully Stephanie is okay. She's staying down. She is a fighter, believe me. This lady is a fighter. In fact, she's waving. Needs the ski back on the bottom of the mono ski, and well, Stephanie, who switched allegiances to Switzerland last year, is a lady who's making a documentary about her career and her life, and well, she got a gold in 2006, she got a gold in 2010, and this was a wide open chance to take a medal here in PyeongChang, and she will be desperately disappointed. I'm sure her coach and husband Marcel Kuonen is looking on. He'll be just as hurt as Stephanie is.
And one more competitor to go. We're just making sure that Stephanie Victor is okay. Victoria Pendergast.
It is Schaffelhuber who has the gold medal, as she did in Sochi, and she might be very surprised to take it again. The standard of competition throughout the World Cup campaign has been very, very high, but with Loesch and Forster going out, this is a huge moment for this young lady as well. This is Victoria, or Tori as she's known, Pendergast of Australia. An absolute character on the circuit, an avid sightseer, and she'll have her sights set on picking up a medal. She's all about speed, is Pendergast, but today, as the last athlete to go, and only 3 finishes so far, she needs to combine it with the accuracy that sometimes goes awry. Saw a few Australians in the crowd there. This would be great if they could start the day with a medal. They've got a good team. Melissa Perrine in the VI, Mitch Gawley, co-captain of the Australian team in the men's standing event as well. So a huge moment for Australia coming up in just a second, but well, Stephanie Victor will tell you she's been there, seen it, done it, and got the t-shirt.
2018 Paralympics Winter Games.
Knows how to cope with disappointment,
Taking the ball with you today.
but she will have known that was a big opportunity lost on day one. Great to see so many people out here acknowledging and taking in and enjoying para sport. Like you at home, it might be the first time you've ever gone and seen or tuned in to Winter Para Sports. Well, you're in for a treat. It's full of action. It's not without risk, that's a fact. As Stephanie Victor, just on your screen, will concur. I'm sure we'll get a chance to talk more about Stephanie Victor throughout the course of the competitions over the coming days. Certainly something not right with the monoski at all. Even trying to get down from off the course is proving a little issue here for Stephanie Victor. So some French supporters there who've had a fantastic day already. And there is that Australian flag waiting for our final athlete in the women's sitting downhill. Pendergast, 7 years old. Works in marketing when she's not marauding down a mountain. See the athletes to come at the top. Delays are a part of all sport, so it's about how you manage them.
Right now with one more competitor to go, Victoria Pendergast.
Still, Victor receiving some assistance, also with her mono ski rather than her health, so it's obviously an equipment issue. Of course, obviously not deemed safe with Stephanie in that position.
There we go. Team Japan representing the Japanese are here, and of course they are, because Muraoka's guaranteed a medal. Where are you at? Japan right now. Muraoka in second place with one more competitor, so Japan quite happy today.
Current leader.
Well, they should be.
A small smile in there, but I'm sure that's going to get a lot bigger in a few moments. Tori Pendergast, the only athlete now that can stop Anna Schaffelhuber in her retiring games from taking the gold that she won in Sochi and retaining it here. Interesting if Schaffelhuber has a really good games, whether she considers reversing that decision to retire. But that's the standings so far. Anna Schaffelhuber from Momoka Muraoka and Laurie Stevens, Forster and Loesch. Huge surprises not to finish. Stephanie Victor, the last to have gone, and also failing to finish here on day one. Pendergast is about ready. The coat is off. Been keeping her warm up there.
Give yourself a warm round of applause.
Pendergast.
The best fans ever hanging out here with us today. Here are your PyeongChang 2018 Paralympic Winter Games.
Yourself set.
Day number 1.
This could be a huge run. The 27-year-old from Sydney.
One more to go. The Australian, the Aussie, Victoria Pendergast.
Like most, she was on holiday with her parents. Thought she'd give it a go, and has never looked back as a youngster. She finishes the course. It'll be her biggest result to date, because the best so far was an 8th in the slalom in Sochi. So a second visit to a Paralympics is going to give Pendergast a chance to medal. That's what faces her. 1 minute 35.79 is a time that would put this lady on the podium. Tori Pendergast just has to keep it on course, and she'll only go one way. Well, Tori, she knows how to go quick. She's got to control the run. She's 0.45 behind. That's a similar time that Muraoka was behind against Schaffelhuber in her run. The difference here is that Pendergast gets to the bottom. She can put pressure on the podium. There's nobody behind her. Whatever she achieves with her time can't be undone. Oh, getting a little bit off course there. Keeps it inside the gate. And the Australian keeps on coming. She's down a second. It's good enough for third. It's good enough for a podium at the moment. Again, Australians watching on. Are they going to take a medal on the opening day? There's a big drop in time here, 2.48 now. Laurie Stevens was only 2.54 back, and she sits in bronze as it stands. Into this right-hander. Pendergast kicking up quite a bit of spray, really driving hard into the corners. 8th and 10th in Sochi. She gets through the line in just 5 gates time. She will better that and come 4th. Can she go better? No, it's a big slide. And Pendergast's opportunity here in PyeongChang comes to an end. She will finish the course, and through the line she goes. It's 4th for Pendergast. It's a best finish ever. Well, there just wasn't any stopping Anna Schaffelhuber. Muraoka and Stevens will collect the silver and bronze. A surprising finish to the women's sitting downhill. No finishers for Forster, Loesch and Victor. All ladies capable of being near the top of the podium. And it means that Muraoka comes in second from Laurie Stevens in third. But it's Schaffelhuber that takes it. So the victory ceremony for the women's downhill sitting event. And it's the defending champion that does it again. Germany's Anna Schaffelhuber in a time of 1:33.26 in front of a valiant effort from Muraoka of Japan. And it's bronze for America's Laurie Stevens in 1:35.80. It was a great contest.
Bronze medalist representing United States of America.
동메달 미국 로리 스테판.
Silver medalist representing Japan.
은메달 일본 모모카 우라파.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing Germany.
금메달 패럴림픽 챔피언 독일 안나 샤퍼후버.
Joanna Schaffelhuber, a lady in her mid-20s who says she's going to retire after these games. 5 gold medals in Sochi, and she starts day 1 with gold again. Golden girl is Ramin Victor. But these two either side are beaming as well. We're moving to the men's Alpine skiing events next. It's the men's downhill. We'll start with the visually impaired, standing and then sitting. 3 more golds on day 1 to be won. Start with the men's visually impaired event. Marcoux, Canada. Big favourite.
Well, welcome out.
Come
once
away with
again.
medals
So far,
here.
so good.
Giacomo
Great competition,
Bertagnoli.
of course, on the women's side of things. We witnessed your women's
He's,
downhill.
always
visually impaired women's downhill standing,
someone
and your women's
to
downhill sitting, and that's
pay
some,
attention
some
to.
Good racing we saw so far.
여자 시각 그리고
Another
여자
intriguing
29,
event.
49분으로 여자 부분의 경기가
Here on day 1, 10 athletes going.
앞을 알 수 없는 엎치락뒤치락 정말 박진아
This
선수도
men's
즐거운
VI
경기가
event.
있었습니다.
Well, I feel like you guys are in the right place. This is the place you want to be because this is where it's all going down. We saw 3
So
amazing
far on day
competitions
1
already
has
here in
been
day number
spectacular.
1 of your PyeongChang 2018
A whole
Paralympic
host of
Games.
surprises.
Well, the men will take to this course. And our first going up for you, your men's downhill.
does the
visually
men's
impaired
event
coming up.
have in store
이제
for us?
남자부 경기가 시작이 될 건데요. 남자도 마찬가지로 시각 그리고 입식 좌식 순으로 경기가
Impaired
진행됩니다.
events include an
남자
athlete
선수들이 이제
and a guide. So,
훈련서
for instance,
경기를
Kevin
준비하고
Burton
있는
will be
모습을
first
보여줍니다.
for the United States of America. He will require a guide, and that is Brandon Ashby.
As we
On this
take a look
occasion,
at our start area right now.
35-year-old
Men
Burton.
getting ready to drop in on this course. And we look at your men's downhill. 10 coming your way. 10 of the best
Plenty
coming your way.
of
Visually
folks at the
impaired
bottom
side. But time to check in.
waiting to
the
greet
third member of our
these
team.
athletes. Big thumbs up.
네, 그럼 남자 부분 경기가 시작되기 전에 여러분의
cameras.
네, 조금 더 열띤 응원의 열기를 돋궈줄 여러분의 MC 최가희씨를 소개해드리겠습니다.
네, 안녕하세요. 현장 MC
41
최가희입니다.
gates
와, 오늘
to
정말
navigate themselves
스펙타클한
through.
매치 잘 봤는데요. 자, 그렇다면 오늘의 1위 독일에서 오신 분과 함께 있습니다. So I'm with the very
Sean
happy
downhill.
fan from Germany, right? Hello.
Hello, yes, from Germany.
Yeah, you have to gold medalist for today. So how do you feel?
Drop of
Very great.
655 meters.
Everything is okay. The routes are great of all the girls, and it's perfect.
지금 정말 말을 잊지 못할 정도로 지금 감격이 아직 남아있는 것 같은데요. 자, 그럼 이렇게 좋은 결과를 예상하셨는지 제가 한번 여쭤볼게요. So I wonder, did you expect before this like great consequence today?
Everything is good. Yes.
이미 예상을 다 하셨대요. 오늘 결과 예상하셨다고 합니다. 자, 그렇다면 다음 경기도 재밌게 보시라고 오늘 인터뷰 감사하다고 전해드리겠습니다. Okay, thank you for the interview and still hello for your medalist.
Our medalist is Andrea Rothfuss. She's my sister, and I'm very proud. It's very cool.
짱이에요.
Everything is good. Perfect. Wonderful.
네, 감사합니다. 네, thank you for the interview and congratulations Germany. 네, 인터뷰 감사합니다.
I'll tell you what, they are coming out in full force representing all the countries out here. So amazing action going on. Thank you to our greatest fans out here because the fans really make it happen.
So the men's visually impaired athletes ready themselves to take on this course. First out will be Kevin Burton, along with guide Brandon Ashby. And you see the microphones just in front of the mouth of Brandon. Both athletes have a hearing and talking device within their helmets. The guide uses it to communicate with the athlete, advise them of the best path. And all guides and athlete relations are very different. Some guides and skiers keep close, some have quite a distance. And the words that are used between the two differ greatly. Some say a lot, some say very little. Importantly, it's what they say at the end to each other. Brief pause before we get the men's VI event underway.
Are you ready to start?
Just standing back slightly from the timing gate. Switch needs to be pushed in front of the legs. The guide has to stand to the side of the gate. They can stand in front as well if they wish. Majoritively, you'll see a guide start side by side and just get off to a quicker start. Whilst it is considered a team, the timing is all based on the athlete and not the guide. So it's when the athlete crosses the line, the clock stops. And the world will feel like it's stopped for these guys. There's Mark McCoo of Canada. Expectation will be high back at home in Canada for him. The US are celebrating a good start to day one already. The two biggest teams, US and Canada, across the games. You see Marcoux mentally going through the course. They get to go out and test the course early in the morning. And we are pretty much ready for the start of the men's visually impaired downhill event. Away we go then. Kevin Burton of the United States of America with Brandon Ashby as his guide. Kevin, who served in the US Navy as an Arabic linguist from 2001 till 2010. And here he is competing at his second Paralympic Games. It's his first as an Alpine skier. He went to Sochi in the para biathlon, coming 12th in the 15K individual event. Oh, just getting a little edgy through there, trying to keep it clean. Brandon guiding him through. Again, using that communication system in the helmet to explain to Kevin where he wants him, how quick he wants him. He competed in the para cross country as well in Sochi. Got a 9th as part of the relay. And there you can hear some of the instructions that are given. Kevin has 2 children, Ewan and Imogen. I'm sure watching on. Start list of 10 athletes. But it is Kevin Burton that gets to set the opening time. Into the final drop then. These 2 gates lead to home. Just getting the left leg off the ground. Burton tucks in, crosses the line. 1:31.35. Is that good enough for a medal? It's good enough for a high five. Some athletes have done it all. This is one of them. Jon Santacana Mestegui of Spain. He and his guide, Miguel Galindo Garces. Gold in the giant slalom back in 2002. A break before winning gold in the downhill in 2010. He did it again in Sochi. Can the great Spaniard do it again? There's talk that this might be his last Paralympics. He is 37 now, the man from San Sebastian. Skiing since 1990. On top of those Paralympic successes, he's been a world champion on various occasions. Can he go to the top of the leaderboard? He will do. Santacana Mestegui leads. 1:27.40. Come and get me, says the Spaniard. Here's a real bunch of characters. Mac Marcoux and Jack Leach. Mac and Jack. A pairing that have shown great success on the World Cup circuit. The World Cup finals were joyous to them as well at home in Kimberley in Canada just a short month ago. Both their parents were there in Kimberley watching them. I'm sure they'll be in close proximity again, and he's 2 seconds inside already. 20-year-old. To second games. Took the giant slalom gold last time out. He wants more and more here in 2018. And he certainly showed over the last couple of years that he's got the ability to pick off more than one gold. Comes to the line. 3.47 seconds inside. 1:23.93. Marcoux has smashed it. Woo! Van Francev and Germain Agonovsky. Neutral Paralympic athletes. Frantsev some 2.31 seconds back here. His debut back in 2005 was close in Sochi. Got a 5th place finish in the Super G and a 6th in the giant slalom, which were better results than what he had in 2010. Did win a couple of World Championship gold medals back in 2015 and 2013. Struggled to find that sort of formula. His sister is also a skier on the circuit, Para-Alpine. Into the drop down. 1:23.93 is a distant memory. 6.79 back. Frantsev moves into 3rd. This is 27-year-old Jakub Krakow from Slovakia, born in Zelina. The guy Ranislav Brosman, who's just 21. And they're inside here. Slovakians have a very good skiing team here in PyeongChang. First to go of 2 in this event is Jakub Krakow. Did Matt Marcoux set a time that was unachievable for anyone else. Or did he leave something? Did he leave the door slightly open? Find out here as we come towards the end of this run from Jakub Krakow. 1:31.35 from Burton early doors. 1:23.93 from Marcoux is the time to beat as they come down. He's going to be outside, but only by 1.42. So Krakow goes into silver medal position. Slight pause before bib number 6. That belongs to Patrick Hetmer. His guide is Miroslav Machala. Now they're told to step forward. I'm sure daughter Leontina is watching on with his wife Lucy. Czech team didn't compete much on the circuit this year. There's a happy Mac and Jack combination. Straight at the camera. Marcoux and Jack Leach holding gold medal position at the moment. Still 5 to come. Here's one of those 5. This is Patrick Hetmer and Miroslav Machala, Czech Republic. Just getting a little outside the blue lines. Nothing wrong with that. It's as long as you go between the gates. Just 0.37 the difference here. But it's very early in the course. We saw Jakub Krakow get inside Matt Marcoux's time in the early stages, and then still finish nearly 1.5 seconds back. So maybe Marcoux had one area of improvement, but he certainly got faster as the run went. This is Hetmer trying to challenge it. It's a second games for Patrick. 7th in the super combined. Back in Sochi. You can hear the bellows of instruction coming from Miroslav Machala through those microphones on the helmet. Pushing Patrick as hard as he can, but keeping him safe and keeping him in the course. The element of trust that comes from a VI athlete to a guide. It's huge. Bearing in mind the speed you're going at. Here comes Hetmer towards the line. It's 1:31.21 for the Czech athlete. He's some 7.28 seconds behind and comes to a rather abrupt full stop. Another of our Slovakian athletes out on the course, Miroslav Hareus and Maros Hudik, but they've DNF'd just at a shot there. And that is another big surprise on day one. Miroslav Hareus is very quick, but he is guilty of not finishing enough races, and Hareus has done that again. Now, Giacomo Bertagnoli of Italy. Just 19. Already a world champion in his career. Did it on home soil. This is a look at Hareus leaving the course. It's a hard landing in the end. Actually, The reason for coming off was quite innocuous. It was only as he tried to regain his balance that he took a harder tumble. Bertragnoli and his guide Fabrizio Casal, victorious in Tarvisio in Italy just over a year ago, winning the Super Combined, silver in the Giant Slalom, bronze in the Super G. What a home World Championships that was for Giacomo Bertragnoli. It's an even bigger stage. It's an even bigger day for the young Italian. Only turned 19 in January. Can he wrap himself a belated birthday present in the shape of a medal here in PyeongChang? So Italy's medal hopes in the men's visually impaired downhill event are these guys: Giacomo Bertragnoli and Fabrizio Casal. At the moment, the time to beat is Matt Marco's 1:23.93, and Bertragnoli is not far behind in the first time check. But it was the bottom of the course that Marco and Leach really excelled. What can Bertragnoli and Casal do to stop that? World champion, just 19, and he wants, craves one of the medals here on offering in PyeongChang. 49.68 at the next time check. Just 0.33 here. Bertragnoli got to stay strong. Just getting a little wide a moment ago. This hero is Superbike sensation Valentino Rossi, so he has no issue going quick, does Bertragnoli. It's a first Paralympic Winter Games for this pairing. Can they take medals on day one? 1:23.93. He's going to be outside of that. He's on the podium for now. Well, he'll be disappointed. Will Bertragnoli. Well, they've got to the bottom, but I think he might have fancied himself to be a little bit closer. Now, Mark Batum of the United States of America.
Straighten it out, Abby. Straighten it out, right on the gate.
59 years of age now. Mark Batum and his guide, Cade Yamamoto. Again, you hear some great shouts from the microphones. Keep moving. It was Yamamoto's shout to Batum, the man originally from Seattle. Oh, and it's a slide out for the American as well. So Mac Marcoux and Jakub Krako will definitely finish on the podium. Mark is looking to try and get himself upright again. You just see trying to correct as he comes into the right-hander. Just gets a bit of a bump off the course and ends up sliding out on day one. Lost property being returned. That's Batum's other ski. He needs that. The American composes himself and he'll make his way down safely to the outside of the course. Gets a pat on the back from a member of the course crew. So one to come. And there is that one. An opportunity for Poland. Here on day one, it comes in the form of Matej Kresel. His guide is Anna Ogazinska. So the course is cleared, the athletes held. Men's standing event getting ready. So for Poland, Matej Kresel and Anna Ogazinska. 26-year-old Matej. Again, you see the distance between the guide and the skier here. It really does vary. Matej is a B3 classified skier, so it means that in this group of VI skiers, he would have some of the highest vision. His level being much better than those who are classified either B1 or B2. So it allows the guide to maybe get a little bit further away, as Matej will have some vision. But equally, the instructions from Anna still need to be strong. Kresel coming up to the minute mark to affect the podium. He wants 1:26.46. A little bit behind. He's the flag bearer in Sochi. That is Kresel. He drops in towards the finish line. He's going to get a time of 1:38.25. It puts him in 8th position. Well, it's joy for Mack and Jack. Marcoux and Leach lead Canada to gold on day one. Jakub Krakow and Branislav Brosman get silver for Slovakia. And Giacomo Bertagnoli and Fabrizio Casal lead the Italian team into a bronze medal. 1.42 seconds the distance between Krakow and Marcoux, and a similar gap of over a second between Bertagnoli and Krakow, so pretty spread out field.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the medalists from the Alpine skiing men's downhill visually impaired.
The men's visually impaired victory ceremony then, and it was dominant from Canada's Mac Marcoux and Jack Leach. 1.42 seconds ahead of Slovakia's Jakub Krakow and Branislav Brosman. And it's third for Italy with Giacomo Bertagnoli and Fabrizio Casal finishing in 1:26.46.
Bronze medalist representing Italy.
동메달 이탈리아 지아코모 버티놀리, 가이드 러너 파브리치오 카사.
Silver medalist representing Slovakia.
동메달 슬로바키아 야콥 크레코, 가이드 러너 브라니로블리 브라즈만.
Gold medalists and Paralympic champions representing Canada.
금메달 패럴림픽 챔피언 캐나다 막 마로코, 가이드
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause to the
Well, it is
Paralympic
victory for
medalists.
Canada in the men's visually impaired downhill event. Matt Marcoux and Jack Leach continue their World Cup successes, and they look great here in PyeongChang. Men's standing downhill event now. Some 29 athletes to go in this event. We'll start with the Netherlands' Jeffrey Stoet. Theo Gme will go just after him. Yeah, quick Alexei Bugayev goes at 17. Marcus Salke one to watch as well. Chris Lloyd of Great Britain, big support here for the Welshman. Big Welsh flag at the bottom of the run, as well as the GB flags. But Jeffrey Stoet, tell you, he's Biggie's fan as his mum. He's a lad that smiles his way through no matter what. So Jeffrey Stoet of the Netherlands, just 22, originally from Huren in the Netherlands, now lives in Enkhuizen. Picked up a bronze at the World Championships in 2017, has had a traumatic World Cup campaign. Failures to finish at numerous events, and it's not for the want of trying or the lack of pushing, because it's something that this young man knows how to do. 2 bronzes in television. Oh, he's very wide here. Has managed to get back inside, but that will cost him all manner of time, Jeffrey Stoet. Bronze in the downhill in Tarvisio, that would be something he would wanted to have replicated or bettered. To miss out on a podium when you've won at the World Championships just a year later is hard. But Stoet pushing on. His impairment, cerebral palsy.
Just trying to keep those edges solid around the turns, keep the speed flat during the straightaways. Getting little speed tucks when it's
Studies
available to
sports
do so.
marketing at the Johan Cruyff University in Amsterdam. Condition affecting the left side of the body for Stoet, who crosses in 1:33.14, and well, considering the problems he's had in the World Cup, I think he's elated to have got to the bottom. Next up then, Theo Gme. Another that's enjoyed success in the World Cup circuit this year. 21-year-old from Seong, which wasn't far from Versones, where they raced one of the World Cup events this year. And this is a debut major event for Theo, and he's already 5 seconds inside Jeffrey Stoet. Theo from Nindas now, still a student. He's clearly studied the course well, because he is moving exceptionally quick, and at the moment will undoubtedly go in front of Jeffrey Stoet. The only thing he needs to do from here on in is not make a mistake. Gme hits the final left bend before dropping down through the final gate then. 1:25.45, it's big from Gme. Is it big enough? Alexis Brumont of Canada, just 18, originally from Houston, Texas in the States. Very much out of Quebec these days. Just 0.69 back on Grimeur, but that is a huge time. 125.45. 18-year-old. So, into his arts and culture outside of skiing. He's a poetry writer as well as a photographer. Here's Alexis. Moved over to Western Quebec, just 4 years of age, so very much a Canadian. Another making a Olympic debut then into the drop. 125.45 is going to slip away, but it's second for now. 164. The difference, 127.09 for Guimont.
현재순위 2위를 기록하는 알렉시스 구이몬도 1분 27초 09를 기록합니다.
Kirk Schornstein, 24 years old, from Spruce Grove, Alberta. Already quite a way behind, but he's a big, powerful athlete, is Kirk. His mum's involved in timing at Canadian events. Part of the World Cup team behind the scenes. Cheering on her son right here in PyeongChang. Schornstein trying to aim for 125.45. He's currently looking at a third place finish. 128.53. He's 3 seconds back, but for now he's on the podium. And he's happy.
The Swiss skier in that number 1 spot. So Canada 2 and 3 right now.
Canada, si vous me voyez, salutations.
This is 17-year-old Finnish athlete Santeri Kivari. He comes from Lapinranta in Finland. Has an impaired range of movement, only the use of the ski pole in the left hand for Santeri. Another that is still a student, born with nerve damage in his shoulder. And range of movement in his right side is extremely limited. He chooses to tuck his arm under his bib, does Santeri. There's a few that will do that throughout the course of the standing events. He's put in some good effort during the World Cup. He's probably overachieved, 17-year-old. He got a 6th place finish at the World Champs last year in the Super Combined. Really is capable of a surprise. Just 17. He's got plenty of time to go. This might be his first Paralympics, but a 5.19 back. He's not going to medal this time out. More to come from Kivari as an athlete. New Zealand's Adam Hall. As a nation, they have good success in Para-Alpine. Adam Hall, 30 years old. Gold medalist back in 2010 on the slalom. 4th was his best in Sochi, the Super Combined. athlete born with spina bifida. Works off the motto of dream it, live it, love it. He certainly does love the sport. Loves the speed that it generates, and I feel it's we'll be watching on. She actually represented the United States in Torino and Vancouver in 06 and 2010. Got married in 2017. The 30-year-old moving through the course neatly. Is there another medal in Adam Hall? Down to the drop. He's going to be outside Theo's time, but it's good enough for third at the moment. 2.07 outside of Theo Rimmer, but it's third position for Adam Hall currently. Now here's a man that does everything quick. One of the most committed and dedicated on the circuit is Mitch Gawley. Oh, he's really clattered into that gate. And he's having some issues. Is Mitch Gawley here on day one? And he is out. He's missed a gate. And Mitchell Gawley's day, it's not been great for Australia on day one. So the 26-year-old goes out of the downhill competition. World champion of the Super Combined. Next up then, Alexander Alyabayev. 28 years old, from Dimitrov, Russia. Wife Valentina, daughter Victoria, looking on as the man that got a bronze in the slalom in Sochi. Competing here for the Winter Paralympic athlete delegation. Slalom's his bag, but you take an opportunity. Got 11th in Sochi. And people like Mitch Gawley failing to finish, and World Championship bronze medal Jeffrey Strutt not getting the times he would have wanted. The opportunities are there for these athletes. He's behind, but so is everybody else on Theo Rimmer at the moment. Can the young Swiss skier cause an upset? Still plenty of decent skiers to come. Sacher on that list for a start. He's down in 7th here, Alyabayev at current standing. Into the drop down then, one final gate. He's through that, up towards the line, and it will indeed be a 5th place finish for Alyabayev at present. Arthur Barchet, just 17. Obviously making a Paralympic debut, but he's a 2-time world champion last year. Another of the youngsters that impressed the world at the World Championships in Tarvisio last year. It was very much a dawn of the new era in Tarvisio last year, but during this World Cup campaign, the youngsters have been pressured by some of the older athletes who've maybe stepped up their game, and Barchet just getting a little bit out of shape through that section. 50.99 was Theo Rimmer's time through the early stages. He's only 0.42 behind. He took both those golds in the giant slalom and slalom events. His downhill was 5th at the World Championship, so he's got ability in this. He just needs to regain some speed. Currently skiing in 2nd position here. Again, just getting a little bit wild. 125.45 is what he needs. Into the drop he comes. It's going to be good. It's not going to be good enough, though. 126.29. Balche goes second, much to the delight of the French fans here at the PyeongChang Alpine Center.
네, 자리 이동이 이루어지고 있습니다. 어스터브시 선수가
It's all change
올라가면서
in the leader box.
네,
He's second.
자리
Will he
이동이
stay there?
굉장히 많이 있었죠. 현재 순위 1위 스위스의
Now this is young Swiss skier Robin Kusch. Who's, actually the nephew of Didier Kusch, who won silver alpine skiing at the '98 Winter Olympics in Nagano. And Robin is getting quicker and quicker, originally from Neuchâtel. See the fighting to have the strength in that right leg. He has an impaired range of motion. Born with hemiplegia, which affects that right leg, so being able to push down or to feel the snow beneath him is the issue. But Robin Kusch running in around about 7th at the moment. He's going to cross the line in a time of 129.28. It's good enough for 6th at the moment. 3.83 back.
19 years old.
Braden Luscombe is next out of the gate, representing Canada, and that's how his day one has ended. Just there. The body weight shifting unnaturally for the ski, which dramatically flies off. It's, the release catch doing its job. And Luscombe sliding out off the course. One of our single leg skiers, and that's, well, it's tough to bear. Braden showing us his feelings, smacking his outriggers together.
벗어나서 현재 내려오고 있는 모습입니다.
Well, we learn from our failings, and I'm sure Luscombe will get back to his team. We'll have a chat, we'll talk through it. Talk about relaxed. That's our current leader. PyeongChang sat soaking in the sun. PyeongChang, Arthur Barchet, Alexis Guimont currently standing event medalists. At the start of the run, just going through what's in their head, what do they remember. Miraku Musawa is next. The athletes keeping warm. There's Niko Pijantic to the right. So James Whitley, sorry, in the background as well a few moments ago. Japan have 2 athletes in this event. The first of those 2 to go is Hiraku Musawa. There's a Japanese spectator just wearing a t-shirt. Just goes to show you that the weather certainly has picked up here. So Musawa of Japan, 30 years of age, from Matsumoto, office worker by day. I hope they're not expecting him in this week. He's a bit busy. 4-3 behind Teo Rima. early doors. A left leg amputee following a road accident when he was just 6 years old. So he's had a long time to work with his impairment. And, it's all about adapting. Masawa 2.07 back. He's competed at 2 Paralympic Games already. Best finish, a 6th in Vancouver in the Super Combined. He's looking for a top 5 finish currently, but at the moment running in and around 10th position, so he's going to have to go some in this bottom section. And that time is 1:25.45. A podium is 1:27.09. He's not going to achieve either of those, but Masawa will complete the run. And Masawa crosses in 1:31.23.
1:31.23.
1분 31초 23을 기록하는 히라코 미사와 선수였습니다.
Thomas Field next. This is Thomas Field, just 31. One of those people born on New Year's Day. It's Thomas. Can he get somewhere near his compatriot Theo Rimmer? The Swiss 1-2 would go down very well, wouldn't it? Fighting hard again, just the use of the ski pole in the left hand. Cerebral palsy affecting his right side. He missed most of the 2016-17 season through an Achilles tendon injury. This is his 3rd Winter Games. At 31. Best result at a silver back in Torino in 2006 in the slalom, downhill wise. 8th in 2010 and 10th in 2014, and he crosses the line in 1:29.77, so he's down in 7th position. Markus Salke of Austria, 26 years old. The overall World Cup winner in 2016-17 season. Gold medal winner in the downhill in Sochi. It's his to retain. Can he do that on day one? Straight out of the gate, the first day of competition, and you're looking to defend a title that you won 4 years before. And he's already back inside. Brilliant section. He's going at around about 80 kilometers an hour is Markus Salke. The recognizable green helmet. And the Austrian is flying here. Can the reigning champion hold on to that title? 1:25.45 is what's in front of him. Various World Championship golds as well. Markus Salke into this final left hand before the drop then. One more gate, 1:25.45. He's outside. Oh, he lost the time. Over a second in the final section. It's 1:26.39 and Theo Rimmer celebrates wildly. He holds on to top spot. Bit of heartbreak for Alexis Grimond. He goes outside of the podium area, but well, away from Salke. He couldn't hold on to his title, but he's in the medal positions. James Whitley of Great Britain, just 20 years old, from Eastbourne in England. 2 and a bit seconds back. He's actually the grandson of a former Prime Minister of Northern Ireland. Huge lover of motorsport outside of skiing. And this is his second Winter Games. Into the spectators' eye line he comes then, and a whole host of Brits in the stand rise to their feet and cheer, and Whitley's time 1:29.85, and he raises his arms to celebrate that.
Yeah, Whitley's going to check it. Place for him. No challenges on the top here. Now starts from number 3.
Jordan Brossan up next. 4-year-old from near Lyon. Already side of Tima's opening section time. Still got the quick Bugayev to come. Very experienced Nico Bruguet as well. Nico PyeongChang is on that list. But Brossan, a little off the pace. Best place finish of 14th at a World Championship so far in his young career. He's been competing since 2014 on an international level. He's a master's degree in business administration in Grenoble. 25 already passing, and he's only just into the drop down here, so it's been a tough first day for Jordan Brossan. 1:30.74. Crowd and gestures his appreciation for the supporters. All the French people here. Now Alexei Bugayev, neutral Paralympic athlete. Just 20 years old. 2 golds, 2 silvers, and a bronze in Sochi at a very, very young age. He showed the world his ability. Here he is trying to better those results. He's already 1.75 back though. He got silver in the downhill in Sochi. He was behind Marcus Salka, who's already dropped into 3rd in the standings. It looks like Bugayev doesn't have what it takes to beat Theo Rimeux either. Bugayev into the final 4 gates then. 2 on his left as he bends into the drop. He'll tuck down, but he's going to be well outside of Rimeux. Is he good enough for a podium? No. 1:28.68 from Bugayev. Had a little injury towards the end of the World Cup season. But that man there continues to lead. Now, Nico PyeongChang from Austria, just 20 years old. Was a friend of his father's who got him into the sport. That friend just happened to be a gold medal winner from Torino, Walter Lachner. And he hasn't looked back. First Paralympic appearance for Nico. 2.57 back, just short of 90 kilometers an hour through that last section. They can get up to speeds of 100k, some of these athletes, so don't think you're watching a sport that can't come up with its fair share of spills and thrills. Any sport that moves at 80, 90, 100 kilometers an hour has a recipe to be spectacular. Off the pace for PyeongChang, 1:30.50.
And that's going to be a 12 spot for him right there for PyeongChang. Put him in 12. You see we're right there in the hot seat.
Andrew Harrogate, 22 years old, from Enfield in the States. It's a Paralympic debut for him. The World Cup final appearances, World Cup appearances so far in his career. He's into water skiing as well, so he's good on the frozen stuff and the not so frozen stuff. Fan of tennis as well. What sort of time can Harrogate come up with on his Paralympic debut here on day one of PyeongChang 2018 Paralympic Winter Games? Sat in the hot seat. Still over 10 athletes to come, but how many of those are serious contenders
In the top 10 at this point.
in the downhill?
Straight line.
Harrogate coming through. The American gets a time of 1:32.84 as he slides to a halt. Now Michael Brugger of Switzerland, 35 years old. Fractured his leg in 3 places in 2015. Took him a while to get back going. Competed in 98 before returning to Paralympic Games in 2010 and 2014. Got a silver medal in 98 in the giant slalom. Classifications have changed somewhat since then. Sport evolving, modernising. 2 fifth-place finishes in the downhill and the Super G in Sochi. Has the 35-year-old got that sort of speed in him today? Not to be. 1:32.81 leaves Brugger in 16th for now.
16위를 기록하는 스위스의 미카엘 브루거 선수입니다.
This is Martin Francek, Slovakian 33-year-old from Hrbanovo. One of the biggest smiles in the sport, as Martin. A bit like James Whitley, unable to use a ski pole in either hand. Been racing since back in the 2004 World Championships that were held in Slovakia. That's when he made his senior international debut. He's dropping back on the times. This is his 3rd Games, a best finish of 4th in the giant slalom. So close to picking up a medal in Sochi. His speed is not that he would need at the moment, just around about the 73 mark. So Francek with work to do. So, as mentioned, the slalom is his favourite event. Coming up in future days here in PyeongChang. A couple of bronze medals in World Championships in the past.
He was a 4th in giant slalom and Sochi, so just missed the podium out there. And that speed tough here at the end.
Slovakian coming through in 1:31.82. Chris Lloyd. The 3-year-old from Cardiff in Wales. It's the big Welsh flag waiting for him at the bottom. Fair few British spectators at the bottom of the run. He's already some 3.25 back. So, 2 kids, Morgan and Ella. Went to the World Championships in 2015 and 2017 and just didn't get a finish in either of those events. So this is a huge moment for him here, representing Great Britain at these Paralympics. And the first thing on his mind, I'm sure, is getting from the top to the bottom and seeing that nice little red line that is the finish line. It's already outside of Theo Rimmer. But for many of these athletes, it's not about the medals. It's the achievements from a personal perspective, and that's something for Chris Lloyd. 134 flat for the Brit.
21을 기록합니다. 1분 34초 09.
Jonty O'Callaghan of Australia, just 20. At the end of the month, he'll be 21. Can he find himself an early present in the form of a medal? He's 4 seconds back here in this event. Originally born in London, in England. Loves his cricket. Wants to talk about cricket or American football all the time. In fact, he's an avid fan of both. Again, just off the speed of the big contenders here. Competed at the World Championships back in 2017, got an 18th in the giant slalom, has been a jovial figure on the World Cup circuit as well. O'Callaghan moving down. His times at the moment would leave him in last position, but O'Callaghan getting his first taste of Paralympic action here in PyeongChang. See the difference between some of the top athletes and somebody like O'Callaghan and where he is in his career at the moment. Big wide lines through gates, but it's 134.86 and a raised fist from Jonty. Gakuta Koyaki, 5-year-old from Japan, but that's Koike on the side, and this is how that happened. He's already wide, and he just cannot get back inside that gate for the left-hander. That would have been so sharp. It's caused a few issues that area of the course, so Koike goes out. Bib number 35. It's on the back, belongs to Miroslav Radinsky. Athletes still to come in the standing event. Sitting event to come after that. Radinsky has to wait for his allotted slot on the course. Timing. Republic.
내가 포지션 하면 내 알았거든. 내가 코스 현장을 정확히 물어보고 할 테니까 인의 작업만 하면 될 것 같아.
2 World Championships
근데 10번씩 하니까
so far in his career.
오케이. 그럼 끝나고 비는 하는 걸로 알고 있을게요.
어.
So, 45-year-old Miroslav Ludinsky, Czech Republic, getting wide just there. Oh, and he's lost a ski, and big fall for Ludinsky, and well, it's the first time the safety netting has been called upon here on day one. Miroslav leaving the course in very dramatic fashion. The ski just uncoupled itself from his right boot, and that left him with pretty much nowhere to go. Just comes around this left-hander, just there. All of a sudden the ski just comes off, and there is nowhere to go other than the nets at that point. Lewinsky takes a firm ride into the safety netting, but he's seemingly okay. Just trying to free his equipment from the netting, and that will give us a slight delay in proceedings here as the course is put back to its full safety. You know, the netting doing the job it's meant to do, catching Ludinsky in the first run. There's 3 sections there. It is a quick part of the course. I think over the next few days here in PyeongChang, netting might get ruffled a little more. Just makes the wait even more agonizing for some of these younger athletes maybe who are getting ready to make their Paralympic debut. Here's a man that's enjoying his Theo Rimmer, top of the pile. Had a World Cup gold this season. He's tasted what it's like to be successful. And he is soaking up the sunshine and also the moment. Not sure he's quite believes it. Getting himself ready is Roger Davy. Number 36.
And we are back in the booth here for more action coming.
The flower here.
He's the only athlete representing Andorra.
Okay.
He's getting himself ready. 20-year-old.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to look at exciting racing. We've had it all day long. We had it with the ladies. Now we're doing.
Andorran just himself focused. Had a couple of big falls during the World Cup this season. Spectacular coming together with a finish area during the World Championships in Televisio.
Thank you.
This is Roger Puig Davi. Does well to control that. Oh, he got in the air. Did well to control it, and then the next turn was onto his left and just didn't happen. And you see and hear the frustration from the Andorran. And he would have been desperate to have finished, but we're up to 5 DNFs now in the men's standing event. It's a tough old course, and here is how it comes to an end. Just getting out of the grooves that are already in front and just trying to go across them with the skis. Getting onto the edge of the blade and disappearing onto the ground. Well, that's the end for him. This is Thomas Varvaka. 35-year-old from Prague.
가면 안 돼요.
Thomas Varvaka, 5 years of age. Para-Alpine World Championships back in 2017. That was his major international debut on 2 skis. He actually came to the last Paralympics in Sochi on a snowboard. He was 5th in the snowboard cross standing event. He's chosen to move on to the 2 skis. Another that has cerebral palsy. His way down, he is the third from last athlete. Shredding his way through the course. Verka. Delighted with anything inside 135. His final right-hander, you can hear his groans as he fights the course. He's really lost some speed as he then comes into the drop, just fighting with the skis altogether. It's a 137.83 for Varvaka. Davide Bendotti, Italian single leg skier, penultimate athlete to go in the men's standing event. 24. Originally from Tucson. Inspired by Italian para-alpine skier Luca Carrara. He started doing it in 2013. And here he is a Paralympian. World Championships in Treviso last year. His best was a 17th place finish in both the super combined and the slalom events. So Dotti aiming to get to the line first and foremost. Down he comes towards the line then. Across the line goes Bendotti, 134.69, 9.24 seconds.
134.69 for Bendotti.
Mikushyn, Winter Paralympic athlete, just 19. It was from Yelazovo. Actually involved in a skiing accident in 2007 that led to an amputation above his elbow. So again, just the use of the single pole in the right hand. He's just short of 80 kilometers an hour. And tucking in quite well. Mikushyn handling that jump very well indeed. To the final right-hander. It's quite flat there, and then big drop down into these two gates that are on his left, and down he comes towards the line then. Around about 1:37, 35.67. Well done, Mikushyn, 10.22 seconds back.
1분 35초 67을 기록했습니다. 알렉시 미쿠신 선수였습니다.
Well, some great racing action, and that's how it's going to play out. Recognition is coming up here in a second. It's 3, 2, and 1.
Balche and Salka. So the victory ceremony for the men's downhill standing event.
Downhill standing.
And the huge smile in the middle belongs to Theo Rimmer, a dominant 1:25.45, nearly a second clear of Arthur Balche of France in second, and Markus Salcher of Austria takes bronze.
Bronze medalist representing Austria.
동메달 오스트리아 마커스 살처.
Silver medalist representing France.
금메달 프랑스 어서 부셰.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing Switzerland.
금메달 패럴림픽 챔피언 스위스 테오 릴머.
Well, this moment belongs to Theo Rimmer, the young Swiss skier. Wins the event, the top three separated by just 0.94, but they couldn't catch Theo Rimmer. The reigning champion from Sochi finishes in third, and Arthur Balche from France settles for silver. There are some huge smiles out there in the men's standing event. Now, men's downhill sitting event coming up next. This is a classification that is wide open.
Well, some amazing action so far. Your PyeongChang 2018 Paralympic Winter Games, day number 1 of competition. But things went off at yesterday.
26 athletes taking part in the men's downhill sitting event. Niels de Langen will get us underway.
이제 자식 경기만을 남겨놓고 있습니다. 자식 경기를 보시기 전에 어제 있었던 평창
Out for
동계올
Jesper Pedersen, Jeroen Kampschur in the middle of that page. Fredrik Francois is quick as well, so too Akira Kano. Last chance to see an athlete from the host nation as well. Han Sang-min will go in position 19. De Langen, the left-hand side of your shot. First to go in just a matter of moments.
Well, welcome out, everybody. Thanks for joining us out here. Day number 1, and I'll tell you what, not disappointed off. Racing action's been amazing so far.
굉장히 오늘 경기 박진감이 넘치고요. 네, 지금 이제 남자 마지막 경기, 좌식 경기만을 남겨두고 있습니다.
We still have one more to go. Of course, your men's downhill.
I mean, you see the athletes at the top just getting themselves set and ready. The final chance to run the course through their mind, chat with their coach and get themselves ready. Challenges on the course so far.
자, 이번에는 제가요 아주 신나는 이벤트와 함께 돌아왔습니다. So,
First athlete out will be one of the Dutch contingent.
There's lots of events we've prepared, and we have also lots of.
Niels de Langen will lead out the rest of the field, just 19 years of age. The next man to go is nearly twice that, Taiki Mori. Johan Tabele, who's had a decent World Cup. Roman Rabel is always capable of a result. Takeshi Suzuki, another that will put in a challenge. You go a bit further down the list. Andrew Kirker, also one to watch. Frederic Francois, Akira Kano. And then it's the two 18-year-olds that have really caused the storm in the World Cup season. Jesper Pedersen, more so in the World Cup, the World Championships. Jeroen Kampstra was the man who really impressed everybody. It's time to have a dance here at the Yongchun Alpine Centre. The venue staff working hard to keep the spectators entertained in between all of the events. I think there's a bit of work being taken place on the course so far. There is Niels de Langen, so we're not far away from our men's sitting downhill event. Focus of de Langen just staring out from the gate. Any athlete will have a mental image of how they see their day going, but you hit the wrong piece of this course and your day changes dramatically. Langen, just 19, will be desperate to pick up a medal here as he did in Tarvisio at the World Championships, a third in the slalom. He was fifth in the downhill, so if he can show any improvements for 12 months on top of that performance, he might just be in the mix. It's Taiki Mori receiving some physical attention from the coach. Langen just waits for his instructions to move forward.
He's
He's not far away.
안정환. 알게 되네. 시간이 많아. 저기는 그냥 타고 한번 끝났는데 차 달다가 몸으로 옮겼나? 보셨다가 또 갑자기 또 운동도 준비하시고
17-year-old Niels de Langen, 19-year-old Niels de Langen gets the chance to set the quickest time and push the rest of the field. The men's sit ski is possibly the most exciting of the six at the moment because of the absolute quality that runs throughout. You're just not sure where medals are going to go, and the World Cup season really showed that. Few surprises. Didn't really replicate the World Championships at all, and de Langen was one of those that had a bit of a struggle at some of the circuits that were laid out in the World Cup campaign. And yet here is a man that can claim to be a bronze medalist at the World Championships. The first Paralympics for de Langen, and he gets to go out first in this sitting downhill event. Contracted septicemia when he was just 11 months of age. Left leg was severely damaged, right leg amputated below the knee. All of these athletes will tell you they are not deterred by their impairments, more so driven on by them. De Langen comes into sight of the spectators. There is a large amount of Dutch support here as he comes towards the line. The 19-year-old crosses 1:31.40. Forevermore he can say he led a Paralympics. 1:40.40. Mori, 37 years old. Began skiing after watching the 1998 Winter Games in Nagano on television as he was hospitalized from a motorcycle accident. Took that inspiration, and here he is, multiple silver and bronze medal winner at Paralympic Games. This is his fourth outing at a Winter Games, representing Japan. Silver in 06, silver in 2010, silver in Sochi in 2014. Is there another medal for the great Japanese athlete? He isn't getting any younger, but the great thing for him is he isn't getting any slower. His downhill success comes in 2010, silver there. Aims towards the finish, points towards home. 1:25.75, 5.65 seconds quicker. Huge from Mori. Want strength in men's sit ski. Look no further than Johan Tabele. He is a big guy, and he makes that mono ski move. Took a victory in the World Cup campaign this year. Part of a charity with Marie Brochet that provides winter clothing for underprivileged kids back home in France. He's just 0.08 outside here. The gentle giant, some would say. 36 years old, lives in Morzine, He's never medalled at a Paralympics. He's certainly in good form in the World Cup. Has he brought it here to Korea? We'll find out. A 6th place in the downhill in 2010, 7th. He was going backwards in Sochi. Has he got it? Drives towards home. It's outside, 126.23, just 0.48. Get ready for more of this. This is going to be a close event. 126.23 for Taberley. Asking himself the question, will I still be here in half an hour or so? Good question. Roman Rabel, 26-year-old, big quad biker. He's 0.49 up here. He's inside Mori's time. It's a 2nd Paralympics for Roman Rabel. He came away with 3 bronze medals. Downhill wasn't one of them in Sochi. 0.38 now. Mori, we saw a moment ago, not sure whether his time's good enough or not. Well, Rabel is putting it to the sword at the moment. Bit wide through that section. That might cost him. It's a big bump there too. Through the shadows of the gondolas comes Roman Rabel. Into this final left-hand bend. 2 gates here to navigate. They're pretty easy as they drop down. 125.75. No, he's outside. 126.66. He lost all manner of time on the bottom section. I told you he got slow in one of those corners. And he has to go for 3rd at the moment. Now, Takeshi Suzuki from Japan. Mori leads. Suzuki coming up to the timing split. He's inside, so it's a Japanese 1-2 at the moment. As you saw with Taki Mori just pointing the outrigger forwards, leading the charge. And now he's outside. He's dropped some time in that 2nd section. Suzuki pushing on. 29-year-old from Fukushima. An office worker when he's not here. Gold medal winner in the slalom in Sochi. He actually won that on the 17th anniversary of his accident, which led to him losing both his legs. What a momentous day that was. Can he take top spot here? No, 1.78 outside. In fact, he drops outside of any medal contention whatsoever. 127.53. New Zealand's Corey Peters, 34 years old. Was always into sport before he had an accident. He's a qualified cabinet and boat builder. And setting sail here with an aim of going home with a medal. 2nd games, he got silver in the giant slalom in Sochi. Didn't compete in the downhill there. A little rough through that section. That's where Suzuki lost all manner of time a little bit earlier on. Peters moving into the final part of the course then. Into the left-hander he comes. 126.66 puts you in the podium. Oh, 0.26 behind Mori. He goes 2nd. 126.01 from Corey Peters.
Too many mistakes.
Or Peters will find himself in second. That'll put Taberley down.
Funny, you heard Peters shout too many mistakes there. Self-critic. George Kreiter from Germany, 32-year-old from Lustausen. It's his second games. He had a poor run in Sochi, DNF'd in 4 of his events. He did finish the downhill. He came 8th and has looked good on occasions during the World Cup campaign. Is he a surprise here in PyeongChang? Through that check at 67.3 kilometers an hour up to the minute marker. Great performance is needed if he's going to affect that top 3. Germany's Kreiter moving neatly through the course, doesn't look too hampered by any of the sections. He's going to come into the drop down. I think he's a little off the pace here, to be honest. And Kreiter will be well outside of the top placings. Into the line he comes, 1:28.23, puts him in 6th position, just ahead of Niels de Lange.
6위를 기록합니다. 1분 28초 23.
Andrew Kirker, 26 years old. Palmer in the US. Works in radio. And he's not out on the mountains, and he's 2.17 seconds inside here. Here's another we highlighted that could be in contention. I've said it once and I'll say it again. This is the most open of the 6 disciplines in para-alpine skiing at the moment. The men's sit ski events, with all manner of drama to be had. 1:25.75. That's what Taiki Mori has. What does Andrew Kirker possess? Heading down towards the line. It's a Paralympics debut. Through the line he goes. 1:24.11. It's huge from Kirker. Massive, massive run.
새로운 1위가 피니시 라인을 통과했습니다. 앤드류 컬카, 미국 선수입니다. 1분 24초 11.
Well, Andrew Kirker comes up with a 1:24.11. Stephen Lawler, a second Paralympics for Lawler. The first one he went to, he didn't start in Sochi, so this is the first time he's actually been out on the course. He's 5 and a bit seconds back already, the 27-year-old from Burlington. His father was a rally driver, won the 1998 US Championships. He featured on the front shooting game back in the day. To Lawler. Down, he got downhill silver in the World Championships back in 2013. He was unable to emulate anything like in recent times, but doesn't try. 1:32.82 from Stephen Lawler.
1:32.82. Stephen Lawler from the USA.
지금 아시아스타는 수명입니다. 스테판 로러 선수.
Kurt Oatway, bib number 49, the Canadian, 33-year-old from Edmonton, now resides in Calgary. Saw the games in 2010 and realised that's what he wanted to do, and competed at the very next games in 2014, was 5th in this very event in Sochi. Can he improve? He's 3.51 back on Kirker, but that, in terms of medals, doesn't mean a great deal. If he can close that down a little, Corey Peters is 1.9 back from Kirker in 3rd. Mori, 1.64 back in 2nd. That time from Kirker was massive. Some good World Cup success in recent years as Oakway, and he comes towards the line. 127.50. It puts him in 6th position for now. Let's add an almighty screen.
The 127.5. Where are my Canadian fans at? Show those flags.
Christoph Kunz of Switzerland. 5-year-old. And he's out. The end of Christoph Kunz's day one. Just tucking into this drop-down right-hander, and his backhand's just moved away. You can absorb only so many bumps on that suspension, and if you're not flat enough, the monoski lets you know by spinning you out, and that's exactly what's happened to Christoph Kunz here on day one of PyeongChang 2018 Paralympic Winter Games. Frederic Francois won his first ever World Cup event this season. There is Ruben Capture, champion 3 times over. Andrew Kirker in the middle, having a look at who's to come. First challenge when we get back underway will be this man, Frederic Francois. Those two, the 18-year-olds, Edison the front of your shot to the left, and Capture in the middle.
What a great crowd. You guys deserve a big round of applause.
Absolutely everybody in this World Cup campaign this year. It took a while before anybody could beat him. And all of a sudden, people started to come into form at the right time. Frederic Francois, notes, has a double ski, mono ski. I'll tell you more about that in a second. So, 41-year-old Frederic Francois of France comes from originally Normandy in North France. Snowboarder before his accident, so he decided he wanted to get back to being as close to the snow as possible. He's just 0.64 behind. That puts him in medal contention already for Frederic Francois. 2 skis at the bottom of his mono ski. Each athlete feels different, and Francois has perfected the use of a double ski. Nothing in the rules that say you can't. So twice the amount of suspension, twice the amount of maneuverability perhaps, but twice the amount of problems it could cause you. But Francois has been using that double ski to great effect during the season, but he's slowed down dramatically through the middle part of this course. Francois' time looked good in the opening section, but really needs to pick up some speed as he comes into view of the spectators right about now. 1:24.11. A beast of a time from Andrew Kirker. There are some beast slayers left. It's not going to be Frederic Francois' day on day one. 1:26.82 leaves him in 6th position.
So Andrew Kirker scoring today for the
Kira Kano of Japan. And he's already out. Well, we saw the start. We're joining him live, and that is him gone. So another big surprise. Kano certainly had the ability to be in and around the medals. That'll be a big disappointment for him and the Japanese team. Just gets a little light through that bumpy section and then just can't recover it, and realises that whilst he's still on the course, he's not going to get any speed back through the uphill section there. So Kano drops out at first time of asking. The 31-year-old struggling here on day one. Jesper Pedersen, just 18 years of age, from Bergen in Norway. At the beginning of this season, he's biog-red, ready for the 2022 games. His World Cup campaign suggested he was ready for the 2018 games. He's just 0.66 behind Kirker here. The young Norwegian has had a fabulous 2017-2018 so far. What has he got here on day one in the downhill? He was 8th at the World Championships a year ago. He wasn't really on the radar, and then the World Cup campaign has just thrown him to the forefront of everyone's minds. But, well, downhill not looking to be his friend here. He's dropped to well over 2 seconds back. Looking like being Kirker's day here. Pedersen carries on, will be in and around 8th position. Final right hand bend to combat. Drops down into the 2 lefts.
right there.
And in towards the line he tucks then. It will be 1:26.82 in 6th position for Jesper Pedersen of Norway. It's his Paralympic debut out of the way. Andrew Kirker stays where he is. He's confident.
You can see the smiles on the face of our podium right there. Here's Ryan Kirker.
So here's the man that became the first ever Dutch para-alpine skier to win a World Championship gold. Did that last year in Treviso. And it's a disastrous day one for Jeroen Kampscheur. Gets into the air through that section and just does not land it at all. And he is out. Well, Kampscheur's big events are super combined and the slaloms. So Andrew Kirker sees another competitor slip by, and the medal placings stay as they are for a little longer. Yeah, Kenji Natsume. "44 years old, Natsume. Office worker in his day job. Missed out on the 2010 games. Really He hurt his shoulder a month before. Waited to have an operation. He's going out of this one. He managed to compete in Vancouver, not to much success, and he's gone out here on day one of the downhill. Well, a 6th place finish in the Super Combined in Sochi. He's going to have no downhill success to report back to the office in this one. Just sliding out. Try and bend down in your ski too much and you leave the edge exposed, and if that hits something it's less smooth, you go out, and that's exactly what happened to Kenji Natsume. Waiting to go is Nicolas Bisquert-Hudson. It's Han Sang-min there, the athlete having a career. Big moment for him coming up in a little while. More athletes to go before him. Sam Tate getting ready as well. He should be next. Just to wait for the start of Nicolas Bisquert-Hudson of Chile first. Bisquert-Hudson, just 19 years old, from Rengo. He's got a lot of speed as Hudson. He's certainly got that going for him, but during the World Cup he was one of those guilty of not being able to combine the composure and the accuracy of his runs with that speed. Cost him in various amounts of DNFs during the World Cup season. He's slowed down dramatically through that section. It is uphill, but he'd lost his momentum coming into it with a big slide. And whilst he was close at the last timing check, he's now 3.3 seconds back. Lives in La Parva in Chile now. Represented Chile in international wheelchair tennis as well. There's Nicolas. Olympic debut. He's not alone here in skiing world. There's Diego Segura as well from Chile.
And here we go to the final left-hand turn here.
See the speed difference between somebody like Kirker and Hudson as they came through that section, but he's 6.97 back. A dramatic finish from the Chilean. He finishes with a time of 1:31.08.
Where are my Chile fans at? Put your hands together, Chile.
이 선수는 굉장히 엔터테인먼트적인 역량이 계속 뛰어날 것 같습니다. 카메라만 보면 네 정말 어쩔 줄 몰라. 네.
Australia's Sam Tate, 6-year-old from Sydney. para skiing in 2014. He's done remarkably well to carry on just there. He was so low. The bottom of the mono ski, the actual bucket seat, would have been touching the snow there, and that very often causes a problem. But Taylor's done exceptionally well to hang on. Toward the timing section, he's going to be a couple of seconds back. Andrew Kirker watching on, his lead intact. Injuries result of a motorbike crash in 2013. Less than a year later, he was trying out sit skiing. What's the thrill? What's the speed? Certainly, again, something that you can have in the world of Paralpine skiing.
Here's my Australian fans out here. Love you, Aussie, love you. And the time to take and check in 11th, 1:28.56. Australia makes some noise.
디스컬트 선수를 깎고 샌테이즈 선수가 11위로 올라갑니다. 1분 28초 56.
Here we go then. The host nation represented here on day one. Han Sang-min. Eight years old from Seoul. Been competing since 1997. This is a third Paralympic Games. Didn't go to Sochi. There was a gap between 2002 and 2010 as well. He will be so proud to be representing his nation here. A silver medal winner in the giant slalom back in 2002. His best results since then came in the super combined when he came in 8th position. Perhaps hear the cheers at the bottom of the run here.
Right now, Sang-min Han, 125 counting, pointing it to
The
the
host
finish
nation
line.
takes to its feet and applauds as Han Sang-min crosses the line. 1:30.61, some 6.5 seconds back, but it might be more about the occasion than the time on this occasion.
쳐주시기 바랍니다.
What was that in Winter Park?
And there's our top three right there, Peters, Mariah, and Kirka.
Mark Sawyer, 39-year-old Australian. I saw him starting his run there, but that is unfortunately Mark on the ground. And this is how that happened. He's already getting quite wide, and eventually, as he's trying to turn, it's just too much for the monoski to take, and he comes crashing to a halt. Seemingly unhurt. That's the end of Mark Sawyer's day one.
Wave. You have to wave at the camera every time.
There's your podium right there. So they hold on to those spots.
Kirker just
All you
saying,
can do is watch.
got to wave at the camera. Got to wave at the camera. Well, if you're in the leader's box, there's a reason. It's because you've done an awesome job, and he's now in that leader's box. homegrown talent then. This is Lee Ji-won, 27 years old now. Lee has his friend, he says, to thank for getting him into the sport. He used to play wheelchair tennis and basketball until 2011. He actually medalled for the basketball team at the Asian Para Games on 3 different occasions. Went to Sochi but failed to finish either the slalom or the giant slalom, so an achievement for him here will be getting to the finish line in front of his fellow countrymen and women, who again, as they did for Han Sang-min not too long ago, will be ready at the bottom of this run to welcome one of their own through the line. Andrew Kirker edging closer to victory. Just 5 more runs to come after this.
Let's wave those Korean flags, get them in the air. Here we go. Ji-won Lee coming across. The time in.
Through the line. 1:31.78, 7.6 seconds back. But again, he will be cheered like a champion.
네, 여러분 더 큰 박수 부탁드리겠습니다. 15위를 기록하는 대한민국의 이치원 선수입니다.
Crowd whipped into a frenzy and might not have won, but he's certainly won some hearts. Now, Pavel Bambusak. 3 years old, originally from Prague. Skiing since 2004. He's making his Paralympic debut. Went to the World Championships last year. Just the one finish from his 4 races was in the giant slalom. Busek already dropping behind that time from Kirker, 4.28 seconds. And it's a struggle. Real lack of pace through that section. And Bambusek just hanging on in there. You can see the snow being moved around with that ski. He carves his way through the course. 1:24.11 is the winning time, it would seem, from Andrew Kirker. And Busek is going to be well outside of 1:30 as he drops down in towards the finish then. A time of 1:33.46 for Pavel Bambusek.
1분 43초 46을 기록합니다.
Well, in 17.
Igor Sikorsky. 27-year-old from Krakow in Poland. Got his first taste of World Cup success this season as well. Definitely not in the downhill. In the slalom in Sochi. Kirker's split time of this section was 37.14. He's only 1.6 back, is Sikorsky. If he keeps that pace, he could affect the medal table here with just 2 more to come after him. Igor Sikorsky might have a trick card here. 49.58 at this timing, only 1.7. Can he find some speed in the bottom section then? Polish athlete as it stands, he's on the podium. Could we have a late change here? Corey Peters has been sat in the bronze medal position for quite a while. 1:26.01 is third at the moment. Igor Sikorsky, well, there's two athletes to come. So we're right at the end of the running order. Oh, and he slid out. Oh, he'll be hugely disappointed. Sikorsky was going very, very well. And in the final section, before he drops down to the finish, he slides out 1:31.69. There's a shake of the head, and it's disappointment for Sikorsky. It was all going so well. Thomas Nolte of Germany now. Made the highlights reel for the World Cup series this year, but for all the wrong reasons, a spectacular crash in Kutai. It's 1.51 behind Andrew Kirker at that stage. Has to carry on at that speed or maintain that distance to have any chance of medaling, but be that far behind already. Going to struggle, but Nolte from Helmstedt. Spent 6 weeks out in the early part of 2016. Really affected his 4-year cycle. This is his third games, a 4th place finish in the downhill in 2010. This is something that normally enjoys, but he's way off the pace here. 4:55, the gap now. Oh, and Nolte sliding out, just about holding on there. Well, sometimes you can get lucky, and he's looking like he's bouncing out of the course, but manages to regain his upright position and will continue. That's where Sikorsky lost it a few moments ago. Nolte, not so many problems, but dropping down towards the finish. Not a run without difficulties. 1:34.27 for Thomas Nolte. 10.16 seconds out.
And you can call the guys between, and then for the pictures there, picture first.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, this is Mexico's Arle Velasquez. And well, we're already seeing him out, the 29-year-old from Cancun. Does all of his training in Park City, Utah. Just getting off balance into that left-hander and no recoveries. Took a hefty fall as well. I'm hoping his arm is all right there. He's was seemingly in a bad position. He's got himself upright, so would suggest that physically he's all right. That's a disappointment for Velasquez, and it leaves us with just one more to come. There he is, Dino Sokolovic. Another with a big frame for the monoski. It certainly drives him down. Maybe don't expect too much in the downhill event. His success in the World Cup came in the slaloms. So Dino Sokolovic, extremely proud Croatian. Wife Barbara will be watching on, as she was for every moment of the World Cup, including Sokolovic's success in Austria. He broke his monoski one day, got it fixed, and the next day took a gold medal position character, shall we say, is Sokolovic. His mind won't be set on the downhill, but it'll be good to get himself out there and onto the course to take a look. Kirker sitting at the bottom of the mountain, knowing that this is officially the last person that could displace him from top spot. He's not going to. 5.79 seconds is the difference. Kirker will hold it all in for now. The recognition ceremony straight after the event. Sokolovic moving down the mountain. I can suggest that he's not pushing himself here. Again, this is more of a reconnaissance mission. Just seeing how the course is running. Sokolovic will certainly be a name you'll hear throughout the competition. Maybe on the podium. 1:32.20 for the Croatian. There he is, Andrew Kirker, victor here on day one. The standings for the men's downhill sitting event. Running all the way through. A few surprises, a few DNFs that might have affected the standings, but got to finish to get a time.
Well, some amazing racing action all day long. Got to give us for all of our Paralympic athletes. Put your hands together for all the Paralympic athletes here today, putting on one heck of a show.
Kirker is waiting to be led out for his recognition ceremony. So it's Andrew Kirker that takes victory in the men's downhill sitting event. 1:24.11 for the American. Taiki Mori of Japan in second, 1:25.75. And we are recognising Corey Peters in third, 1:26.01. How happy is Kirker?
Bronze medalist representing New Zealand.
동메달 뉴질랜드 코리 피터스.
Silver medalist representing Japan.
은메달 일본 타이키 모리.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing United States of America.
금메달 패럴림픽 챔피언 미국 앤드루 콜카.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause to the Paralympic medalists.
여러분 패럴림픽 메달리스트들에게 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
So Andrew Kirker leads the way in the sitting men's downhill event. He just couldn't get anywhere near that time. 1:24.11. Taiki Mori and Corey Peters getting second and third respectively behind the American.
It's hard in the NHL for them.
Well, a top day of action here on day number 1 at the PyeongChang Alpine Center for the PyeongChang 2018 Paralympic Winter Games. 3 events for the women, 3 events for the men, all concluded, and a whole host of action delivered as promised. Plenty of smiles on the faces, not only of the athletes, the spectators have really enjoyed themselves as well here as they make their way towards the exits. Return to day number 2.
대회 성공을 위해 지금도 경기장 안과 밖에서 최선을 다해주시는 여러분의 모습에 큰 감동을 받고 있는데요.
Glorious conditions for racing here at the PyeongChang Alpine Center, and we hope that that continues throughout the rest of the tournament. It is scheduled, at least for the next 4 or 5 days, to be pretty similar. Always beneficial to the snow, it has to be said, so that might cause some issues later in the week.
늘 자부심을 가지고 자원봉사를 하시길 바랍니다. 2018 평창 대회를 이끌어 나가는 주역인 자원봉사 패션 프로 여러분, 여기 계신 모두를 대표하여 여러분께 무한한 감사의
plenty of memories made
감사합니다.
and captured by the spectators and the athletes alike.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you to all the volunteers. Thank you for all the amazing fans coming out and showing up and representing here
Starts
today.
now on getting the course ready for day number 2.
보이지 않는 곳에서 성공적인 대회를 위해 최선을 다해주시는 자원봉사자 여러분 모두에게 진심으로
Again, 6
감사의
more
말씀을
events
드리겠습니다.
to come
Well, join us
on
back
day
here
2.
tomorrow. More
Hopefully
action coming
you
up.
can join us for every moment of the action.
Paralympic Winter Games. Day number 2 tomorrow.
Once
Gates
again.
will open up at 7:30. More exciting racing action happening all day tomorrow.
네, 내일은 이곳에서 슈퍼 대회전 경기가 있을 예정입니다. 여러분께 많은 관심과 그리고 많은 응원 부탁드리겠습니다.
So join us for the Super G. We'll take center stage out here tomorrow for day number 2 of your PyeongChang 2018 Paralympic Winter Games. On behalf of our entire sport production crew, thanks for being part of a very special day out here. Thank you and goodbye.
So a day of some predictability and another of unpredictability. Athletes winning medals that you kind of expected, others holding on to titles that they earned 4 years before. The young and the old are combining, but where the medals go from here on in is anyone's guess. We've been surprised by a few, maybe the course has caught a couple of them out as well. We'll find out who has the mettle to keep winning titles as this competition runs on. But that is all from day one here at the PyeongChang Alpine Centre on the PyeongChang 2018 Paralympic Winter Games.